Hey everyone. So my Positively Unstoppable challenge ended on October 30th, and I had written a letter to myself when I started that I wanted to read back when I was done with the challenge. Of course, hoping that I had actually accomplished my goals. And so since I have, I'm down 85 pounds now, I figured why not? Maybe it's time to read it. So here's my letter that I had written. It was on May 2nd, and it's titled A Reminder. So here we go. If you're reading this because you somehow managed to accomplish your goals and you didn't throw this out in a fit of rage, clearly I know myself, well then, congratulations. Holy crap, you did it. Now let me remind you why you never want to be me again. Think about how you felt. Shame, disgust, constant pain. Getting out of bed in the morning feels like punishment. The first stand of the day brings back, hip, and knee pain. You can't even raise your arms above your head without your biceps feeling like they're being torn. And that was true. When I was going through radiation last year for breast cancer, I had to put my arms above my head to get in position for the machine, but I couldn't reach them high enough. So they had to modify the equipment a little bit so that I could put my arm straight out. And it was really embarrassing, but there was nothing I can do about it because the pain was so severe from inactivity, clearly, because after 2 weeks of DDP yoga, my arms were back to normal again. I mean, my shoulders was the problem, so that was pretty much back to normal. You're 39, but you feel 30 years older. I did. It honestly feels irreversible, but I'm hoping you have stuck with this and by some miracle can move around like a normal 39-year-old again. And I can. I mean, I think I'm actually better. Physically, I'm feeling like I'm getting into my 20s now, so it's been pretty amazing. Remember the disgust you feel whenever you have to look in the mirror and the lengths you go to avoid looking in it at all. And I did avoid mirrors 100%. And now I actually look at my reflection quite a bit. It's a 180-degree turn. Remember the shame you feel every time you get dressed in clothes that no longer fit properly. The way you feel everyone is staring at you because of how heavy you are. Most importantly, remember how you feel mentally. Right now, I have zero confidence, feel completely worthless, and have no idea what the future holds, which you know scares us. And yeah, that's like one of my biggest fears is not having any real idea of what I'm going to do in the future. And now I have goals. This program has changed me a lot, and it's made me mentally clear where I can actually plan things for the future now and have goals, which I just didn't have before. But I feel a twinge of hope, which obviously was the right twinge. I feel like this could be the thing that pulls us out of this depression once and for all. So far, so good. We've missed so many events and opportunities over the years because of this weight. We've missed life, and I had. If you're reading this because you've really stuck with it, please, and I capitalized please and underlined it, don't let anything cause you to give up and return to where I am now, or worse, where we were at our heaviest of 270 pounds. Remember how uncomfortable you were, and remember there is no food that is worth being miserable 24/7 over. I gotta tell you that's one thing that I've really learned this whole journey. There's just nothing that makes being healthy, pain-free, and being able to fit into clothes that you want. There's no food that is good, that feels as good as that. It's just, there isn't. I know we hate exercise. Hell, before the cancer, we didn't leave the house for days, and that's true. And I'm not really embarrassed to say it anymore because I'm not like that anymore, but it was bad. I mean, I would not leave the house for weeks sometimes. I just was so depressed. It's so miserable. But the DDP yoga program could be the answer, and it's been. It's harder than anything we've ever done, but that's because we've been sedentary for so long. If you're at a point now where you're feeling a difference and are experiencing some pain relief, you better not give up. You never want to feel like this ever again. I don't. I definitely don't. Remember, this is a lifelong change, so there's no going back. Remember how hard this has been. Now think about how much harder it would be to come back from it if you backslid. Tattoo that on your brain because you do not want to go back to this. Now stop existing and start living for both of us. Oh man. And I've stopped existing. I've really pushed myself to try to experience life more. I mean, it's not easy during this COVID time because there's not a lot of things that you can do because of it. But I'm making up goals now that I haven't thought about for years because I feel like they're actually there's something I can accomplish now. Like driving, for example. I haven't driven in over 15 years because I just didn't have the confidence. I was really scared that I would, do something wrong. I just didn't trust myself. And now I just feel so much stronger mentally and so much more confident in my abilities that I'm definitely going to start driving. Like I can't do much now because of COVID, but once, hopefully soon, things get somewhat back to normal, I want to take driving lessons again so I can get reacquainted with driving. And that'll open a lot of doors for me, which would be fantastic. I also want to start looking into becoming certified to be a DDPY trainer so I can help people like DDP has helped me. So yeah, I mean, it's this whole journey has been an amazing experience, and I'm in such a 180 degree situation from where I started that it's like unbelievable. So I just figured I would read this letter I'd written to myself because it just kind of reminds me, which is exactly what it was supposed to be, but it reminds me where I started. And maybe somebody will see this and they'll hear, the way I felt when I started and say, hey, that was me. Or hey, that's me. I feel depressed all the time and I'm in a lot of pain and getting out of bed feels like punishment. So maybe if I do DDPY and, start cleaning my diet up and moving around more, because that's really what I did. Maybe if I do that, then I can lose the weight. And that's what I want. I want people to see that this is possible. Being overweight or obese or more morbidly obese or wherever anybody's starting is not a life sentence. You can change. If I changed with Hashimoto's disease, being told by 2 different doctors that weight loss was basically impossible and I should just resign myself to getting weight loss surgery. If I can then lose 85 pounds, anybody can do it. So don't wait though. Start today because you will be thanking yourself tomorrow. I'm telling you, like I read a quote once that said, do today what your future self will thank you for. And I am thanking my past self for what she's done to get to this point. So just think about stuff like that. You can really change your life. Anybody can. So anyway, I'll keep rambling. So I'm going to go later.